Hello, welcome back. Today's video is strictly going to be doing some of the Q&A. So that thing I sent out to you, about 50 of you did it, so I appreciate that. And it's a bunch of questions. Y'all asked some wicked good ones, so thank you for that. Before we get started, a couple things. First off, you will notice that I have a little avatar now. Instead of it just saying N up there, I don't know. I guess that would be there or there. I don't know. I don't know which way it is. Shout out. I can't say your name, but I appreciate it. It looks wicked cool. I love it. Thank you so much. Next, fun thing. The Bundesliga is starting up, and this is easily my favorite team in the Bundesliga, Bayern München. So Bayern München, they are my favorite team. It's one of my favorite players that's ever played for him. His name is Mario Gomez. So shout out to Mario Gomez if you ever, in the weird chance, happen to be watching this. I love you, Mario Gomez. You're my favorite, one of my favorite all-time players. Anyway, couple things also to answer some of your questions. There was a lot of them, right? One of the video comments I got was, "What are those balloons for?" It was my birthday a week ago on the 7th, so my wife got me some balloons and celebrated. So that was very sweet of her. And then another comment I see on here was, basically, and I'm quoting, whole Africa was out of African hands. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it was basically out of their hands, with the exception of two countries that were able to not be ruled, Liberia and Ethiopia. Those are the only two. So, but let's get into it. Let's get into some of the questions. One of them was about fascism. Just like is nationalism fascism? That's a yes and no. Is nationalism fascism? No. Does if you have extreme nationalism, does it become fascism? Yeah, it does. So like fascism has to have extreme nationalism. Like you believe that your own nation deserves to be in control of its own destiny with military power. Like fascism does not want democracy. It doesn't want this like cultural liberalism, or basically these cultures, your culture, that to push what's different, like do things that have been done. Don't be different. There's like this natural social hierarchy, and that elites should run it, and you should be basically happy. I don't want to butcher it. Volksgemeinschaft is the German. Obviously, there's a history there in the 30s and 40s of fascism in Germany, right? But Volksgemeinschaft is basically roughly translates to like people, community. So it's like the idea that like the entirety of the community, not the individual. And then obviously the party that you will learn about this in World Three, if you take that, or AP Euro if you take that. It's the idea of National Socialist Deutsche Arbeitersparty. Mouthful even for me, and I can speak German. Basically, it's the Nazi party, but breaking that down, it's like the nationalist German workers' party. So, so that's a good question that y'all. I was like, is it the same? Nationalism itself is completely legal, and honestly, it's not even a bad idea. Like the people that live in an area should uh, be able to have a say in the government. So like that's not. I mean, if you think about it, in the Austro-Hungarian Empire, for instance, controlled tons of land. Like they controlled land that like native Serbs or native Hungarians, right? So people that are culturally, religiously, language was different. So all these things are different. They believe that they should be able to control the land that they're on and be able to have a say. And that's kind of your nationalism. It's like we are, as a whole, our culture is the same, but we're not. We don't have a say in it because some other nation, some other people are having a say. Okay, so they didn't. As a whole, it's completely like the idea of illegal. It's where you get to the extremes, like the extremes where it becomes problematic, right? That's where it becomes um, polarizing. That's where it becomes weaponized, and that's where you get people like Hitler. Okay, so when it becomes too far, but the idea itself is not bad. Again, y'all are asking great questions. Someone that wanted to know about Japanese nationalism. You can apply what I said about nationalism as a whole to this. I don't want to go too much into it because you're gonna get probably this significantly more next year when you go into World War II, because World War II is going to talk about nationalism to the, like the extreme nationalism, fascism, um, communism, socialism, all the isms from the econ side of it, where we talked about it. It'll really go into those. So again, y'all are wicked good questions, wicked good. I love it. I'm here for it. I love it. Um, Another thing, econ test is the econ thing important for the test? If you take AP Econ or Econ, yes, absolutely 100%. Right now, I just really want you to understand the differences. So if I said capitalism versus socialism, I really hope that you would be able to be like, well, capitalism is this, socialism is this. Like capitalism is the idea of reduction in government oversight, allowing individuals the ability to go forth and put their ideas forward and make a living where and having a more range of income is okay. Socialism being like everyone, like again, think if I was to do it, think of um what's that one, Kelly? What's that one movie with the guy that wanted to sing but he was a basketball star?
High School Musical.
Yes, High School Musical. Right, we're all in this together. Right, so kind of like we're all in this together. Therefore, like we all should like let's take this. Maybe this is the income curve. Like people are here making $1,000 a month, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. Like why don't we just force that to do this a little bit? So like we're all in this together. You don't need that much. Like hell. So it's very two different schools of thought. And then but when you think of capitalism, you think of laissez faire capitalism, I want you to think of Elsa because she just let it go. So let it go. Let go of all the restraints on capitalism, like laissez faire, let it go. Let capitalism do its thing. No bias. Like don't hold on to it. Let it go. Okay, so when you think of it, socialism is we're all in this together. We're all in this together. And then laissez faire is like, let it go, let it go. I don't want any government touching me at all. Let it go. Okay, so I hope that helps a little bit, right? I don't know. Maybe if it helps, let me know. If it doesn't, please let me know, and I'll try and come up with a better analogy. I'll do my best. Another good one was about the environment. Like, how did industrial revolution? How did it impact the environment? Awful. It was not good. They essentially thought of it as a means to an end, right? This was before we knew about ozone, the ozone layer. Like, this is before we knew like that necessarily the amount of actions, like the consequences, like long term consequences. Like they knew that it wasn't help. Like they probably knew, like you know what, all this smoke in the air that's making us cough and we're like spitting up black, like that ain't good. They probably knew that, but they probably didn't understand the long term ramifications and problems associated with that, right? They didn't probably understand that if you clear cut a forest, you are having issues in terms of like then it's going to whenever it rains, you're going to lose a lot more of the topsoil, which causes more issues, right? So they didn't understand that, but they would know it was bad. But it was definitely not good for the environment. Environment 0 out of 10. They do not recommend it. They give it 2 thumbs down. Okay. Well, people, their lives improved dramatically. So people are good. They're happy. They have more things. Baby's not as happy. He's like, no, boo. Again, hope you understand that. Hope that makes sense. If you don't, please just let me know. Let's see some more things. Are there political ideas that are based off? Yeah, yeah, for sure. There are nationalism does impact political everything. I would say like there's always going to be a political side that wants what's best for what they what's best for the nation, right? Like your perception of the nation is different, right? Everyone perceives the nation a little different. Is it everyone that is here? Is it so I don't want to go too much into it. That's more politics, like AP Gov. You'll probably get that your senior year if you take. Well, you have to take civics or AP Gov. You will get it, but yeah, it definitely plays a role into it. And that's a great question. I love it. I really love how y'all are thinking beyond like what I've been telling you. Like, how does this relate to the future? How does this relate to this over here or that over there? Right? Like that is. I'm so proud of y'all for coming up with these questions because it means that you really like care about it, and I'm here for it. I wish I was at school with you so like I could hear these and like lose my mind in class, but like I'm here. I love it. Let's see here. Yeah, okay, so those were like a lot of the again, there was a lot of questions that were very similar in vein. Like they were like, oh, nationalism, nationalism, nationalism. So I kind of try to pare it down to one question. So that's to not make this video too long. So those were a lot of the questions. If I didn't hit yours and you really want to know, please let me know. Email me, fill out the form again. I don't know how you just make sure you get let me know. Um, some of the big things that I really things that you said that you were really that was impacted you over the last couple of weeks in terms of like um, something you found interesting or shocking. The big one was the child slavery. Y'all were like, I did not realize that it was that bad. Yeah, it sucked. Y'all would not be the vast majority of y'all would not be in school. You would be working in the factories where you did not have any rights, making literally no money. So yeah, it definitely sucked. Being from a low income during the Industrial Revolution where you had to work for your family, not good. Uh, yeah, working conditions as a whole and living conditions. So your working conditions aren't great. Your living conditions, depending on where you're at, it could be getting better, it could be getting worse. You have more access. Access is a big thing. You have more access to clothes and whatnot, but is that access outweighed by the negatives in terms of like your environment getting trashed? And that's a case by case basis. I didn't live. I mean, I'm old. I'm 28 now. 28 now. Yo, I'm old, but I'm not ancient yet. Yet. Another thing, y'all. A couple people are like, yeah, Poland seems unlucky. Yeah, Poland is unlucky. They yeah, not. I don't want to give a spoiler, but yeah, spoiler for World War II. Poland does not get any luckier. Um, one thing that I really loved was is one of y'all said I didn't realize how much history was behind every single country, and I appreciate that statement because every country has a story, and they have a ton of them, right? Just as we learn about U.S. history, you get that the entirety of your junior year, the entirety of your junior year is all about U.S. Every single country has just as much history, if not more, right? Because the U.S. is one of the youngest countries. We only got like going back, like if you just count the colonies, we only got like maybe 400 years, right? There's countries that have restaurants that are older than America. So crazy. And then some things that I could do that y'all were like, please do this. And I'll try my absolute best. I'll try to continue to make videos. That was something that y'all thought was helpful. Some printable guided notes. I believe I gave you guided notes for this week. If I didn't, I'm sorry. I'm going to try and do that. I'll do my best to really put those out there so you can have them. I'll link more things in video descriptions. So I'll do my best to try to maybe link in some websites or other YouTube videos that you might think are helpful. So I'll try to do that. I think those are some great ideas, and I'll definitely do my best. Well, I got I got some people said less work. Some people said I could use more questions. Some people are like I like the amount that you gave me. That being said, I'm going to continue to try to do that, but I'll try to give you maybe another work day If you thought that was helpful, please let me know. Because if you were like, yeah, Mr. Hakes, that's super helpful. I love that work day. It allowed me to get caught up on everything because you're great. Well, then let me know so I can give you another one of them. And then someone said, I just wish that you were here to teach. So do I. I miss all y'all. I miss every single one of you. You're great humans. You are great people. You have so much to offer, and I wish I was there in person to help you through this and to really build on everything that was happening. So I miss y'all just as much. And I really, really hope that that this thing gets all figured out soon, and so I can see y'all in the fall. I'm looking forward to it. Please stop by my classroom. Please say hi to me. Miss y'all. So again, if you have any more questions, please let me know. I'm always here. If you have anything, you just got to let me know. Um, anyway, with that, have a great rest of your day.